Oh, oh, I'm scared to
I
ask.
got another story about this dog.
I'm scared to ask you about that dog because I don't want to.
Okay. My dog had to have 14 teeth removed.
How many? It only got like 17.
14. His mouth smelled like a sewer before I got them removed. They were rotten. Or a subway train in the summertime with no AC.
Oh, oof. And it stops. And it
stops in between stations. He had to have 14 teeth removed. And while he got a certificate of bravery for making it through the surgery,
got a bill.
I got an $1,100 vet bill. Think I'm bullshitting? Look at this.
Wait. Yo.
Why, Lord? Why?
I can't breathe.
I don't even get that much dentistry done. I got dental insurance. Why? What the hell is this? I'm like, how much was it to put him to sleep?
You maybe don't need any more dogs. Are you getting these dogs are you getting them from Harlem? Where are you getting these dogs?
This dog came from somewhere in Virginia. The no teeth kennels.
Oh God.
The same dog that I had to call. You think the call to the vet back in the 80s about the dead dog was ridiculous? I had to call a vet because one day I thought my dog's dick was broke.
Yo.
Rayline, this is true. I'm not making this up. If anybody got a male dog and they like to hump, this story happened. This dog was humping one of his little dog beds in here, and his little pink Slim Jim got stuck outside his body. And he was crying and whimpering, and I didn't know what to do. So I called the emergency vet clinic. Imagine what this phone call sounded like. I said, ma'am, I don't even know how to tell you this emergency, but I think my dog's dick is broke. I said he's been humping his little beds. And it's like it's stuck outside his body. I'm like, what do I do? Do I ice it? Do I elevate it? Do I apply heat? What do I do?
Oh my God.
And she's laughing her ass off. I'm like, ma'am, I need to know what to do. He sounds like he's in pain.
Hi, I'm Laura Canty Samuel, and I'm your host. Welcome to the Goss. When it comes to news and culture, oh yeah, we have an opinion. In which year did the Grammys bestow the most egregious Grammy win in the history of the Grammys? Was it in 2014 when Macklemore beat out Kendrick Lamar for Best Rap Album of the Year? Or was it in 2017 when Adele's 25 bested Beyonce's Lemonade? Neither one of them. It was in 2005 when Maroon 5 beat out Kanye West for Best New Artist of the Year. Now, while I loved Maroon 5, Kanye West's discussion surrounding the difficulties of street violence coupled with police brutality, that should have been a wake-up call. Also, that year, instead of the Grammys giving Kanye West College Dropout Album of the Year, they gave it to a recently deceased Ray Charles for Genius Loves Company. In my opinion, the Grammy organization encouraged a black-on-black crime. Here are the facts. Non-white artists, female artists, and artists who come from the world of hip-hop and R&B in the past have been consistently marginalized. Yes, they are honored in genre categories, but time and again are shut out in the four major categories: Best New Artist, Album, Song, and Record of the Year. In 2018, the Song of the Year did go to a person of color, the only person who should ever perform in every Super Bowl halftime show, Bruno Mars. He won for That's What I Like. It seems like that should make me happy. And though I stan Bruno, it did not. When Sting introduced the Song of the Year award nominees, he said that the song that had won had captured the collective imagination of people around the world. Now, I don't know what you were bopping to nonstop the summer of 2017, but all I was hearing was Despacito, quiero respirar tu cuello despacito. So, while the Grammys did give us some color, I guess an actual Spanish language song was too much for the voters to bear. How does someone even win a Grammy? Well, first, a project has to be submitted. And they don't come looking for you, as evidenced by the fact that Prince did not submit 1999 for consideration, and nobody up at the Grammys corrected that oversight. And before artists and albums can even move to the voting stage, there is a group of 150 specialized individuals who evaluate each of the Grammy submissions. Their job is to make sure that the submission is eligible and that those that are end up in the correct categories. Good thing. Or how else would we have known that Hotline Bling belonged in the rap song category? That fact surprised Drake too. That's about as surprised as Aubrey seems to get. After the submissions are sorted, those that remain move to the first round of the voting. This vote is done by 13,000 peer members of the Recording Academy. The initial vote is for who should be nominated. The highest 15 or so vote getters in a category are then evaluated by a small group of representatives from the Academy. They decide which people or projects will actually receive the nominations to be voted on in the second round by the Academy member peers. In the middle of that, there are craft categories that are voted on by specialized groups of craft members. That vote takes place between steps 1 and 2. It is interesting that extra care is put into the craft categories because most don't exactly care who the engineers are. They just want to know that the song is a bop. Now here are my top 5 2001 Grammy predictions. 1. Just like this monologue, it's going to last a little too long. 2. There is going to be a moment in a song when the N-word is supposed to be sung, and certain people are going to say it in their minds and feel a warm, tingly sensation. 3. Somebody's going to be drunk. 4. Someone will be presenting nominations for people they have never heard of with names they can't pronounce, and it is going to be hilarious. 5. At some point, we will all look at the screen and say, why? And that's my hot goss on the 2021 Grammys. Good luck and congratulations.
Hey guys, I'm not going to take up too much of your time today. As a matter of fact, I'm just here to deliver a very simple public service announcement. White people, if you want, you can leave the room and come on back in a couple of minutes. Go and grab some burrata or maybe a glass of Chardonnay. People of color, come in closer. Black people, bring it in. Bring it in. Bring it in a little bit more. Hi. Y'all doing too much. Can I please enjoy the music of 11-time Grammy Award-winning artist Bruno Mars without it being a reason to protest? Damn. Black people, we ain't got to be mad about everything. We can be mad about a lot of things, and we have reason to. We got racial injustice, Black grandmas who still can't get a COVID vaccine. T.I. and Tiny turned out to be the weirdest, freakiest, creepiest couple ever. But Bruno Mars making soulful music that makes me want to dance around in my kitchen is not something that we need to be mad about. Bruno Mars is half Filipino and half Puerto Rican. All of my Filipino friends really only listen to Black music. One of my friends even had a Kelly Price CD back in the day. A Kelly Price CD. Okay? You don't get Blacker than Kelly Price's music. I never even had one, but she did. On the Puerto Rican side, he's already kind of partially Black because we all know that ships on the way from Africa on the way to the United States made stops in the Caribbean islands. Shout out to Tito Puente, by the way, because Oye Como Va is hot fire. Hashtag African drums. Black people, If any of you were dancing around to Phil Collins, Patti LaBelle, and Michael McDonald on My Own,
I don't wanna live without you.
Wham!
I'm never gonna dance again.
And anything by Rick Ashley, aka all of that Blue-Eyed Soul,
Never gonna give you up.
you shouldn't have nothing to say about what Bruno Mars is doing with the Anderson .Paak. Look, guys, I know Black people invented great music, but just because we invented it doesn't mean we have to keep it forever, like the 50 bridesmaids dresses that are still in my closet that my friends always said I would wear again, but yet still have never, ever, ever managed to find a reason to wear them again. But if I want to listen to Bruno Mars, I'm going to do it, and I don't want to hear nothing from Black people who are just doing too much. And that's my public service announcement. White people, feel free to enter the room.
Welcome, everyone, to the debut broadcast of the Grammys, my first of its kind celebration of the other type of Grammy, awards for adorable little old ladies. Our first award of the night goes to a sweet Grammy we all know and love, Betty White. At age 99, Betty White embodies the values the judges look for here at the Grammys: lovableness, huggability, and a serious appetite for hot dogs. So to Betty White, I give the Golden Grammy. Thank you for being a friend. Our next category this evening is Most Badass Old Broad, which goes to Lucia DeClercq. This woman is hardcore. She beat COVID at age 105 and credits her recovery, and this is true, to eating gin-soaked raisins. An honorable mention in this category goes to Sister Andre, a French nun who is the second oldest person in the world and beat COVID shortly before her 117th birthday. Our third award is for Most Legendary Grammy, which goes to the late Moms Mabley. For all the white people thinking, Moms who? Moms Mabley was a Black, openly gay female comedian at a time when most comedians were none of those things. She summoned her Grammy power and wore a house dress, floppy hat, and no teeth on stage, giving herself the appearance of a lovable granny. This allowed her to talk about things like race and sexuality, which were otherwise considered too taboo at the time. In true metaphor, here is our winner of Most Legendary Grammy on stage at the 1974 Grammys.
I think we got to get down to business. They're making motions.
Is it?
Yeah, it says the history.
Well, wait a
of
minute,
this-
wait a minute.
What?
I never could work with my teeth.
You're a woman after my own heart.
That's much better.
Hey, give it the kiss here.
Our final award of the night goes to a lesser-known Grammy, the little old lady on my block whose little old dog has the exact same lip as her. To this exquisite duo, I give the award for Most Irresistibly Adorable. This woman and her dog are the embodiment of my old lady goals. Side note, this photo is an actor portrayal. Trying to take a photo of an old woman you don't actually know is a great way to get stabbed by a Werther's original that's been sharpened into a shiv by a woman who's tired of being catcalled during senior hour at Marshall's. And that concludes the first annual Grammy Awards. I would like to congratulate the nominees. You'll all be receiving free soup. Good night.
One of the most controversial Grammy categories is Best New Artist. There's always drama among the stan communities. For example, when SZA lost to Alicia Cara. And this year is no exception. With an eclectic selection of really strong artists, there is sure to be some feuding. So I thought I'd take this time to give each set of stans some shine. First up, Doja Cat. You'll have the Grammys on in the background as you experiment with your makeup for 1.5 hours before selecting someone from your DMs to give you head while you play Stardew Valley on your Nintendo Switch. Win or lose, you'll sound off in the comments later. Kaytranada. This nomination is long overdue. You have opinions about which of his albums sound best on vinyl, but you have enough self-awareness to know not to share them. You like to listen to these vinyls at 3 a.m. since if you weren't in quarantine, you would be in a sweaty basement party at that time. Plenty of your fave features are nominated this year, though, so you're sure to have a good night. Megan Thee Stallion. You are anyone with ears who isn't afraid of sex or joy. If Megan loses, the most vocal stands will be the white women who did the same for Lizzo, but oddly won't show up for their black colleagues at work. Ingrid Andress. I don't know, you like country music, but you're like randomly from New Jersey. Phoebe Bridgers. Sad babies. You have a tattoo of a baby frog on your thigh and a preferred brand of sun butter. If Phoebe loses, you'll just book an Uber to stare out the window as you listen to Kyoto, but you may go semi-viral on TikTok from it. Godspeed. Chica. Sadly, Chica won't be winning on Sunday because honestly, she's way too good to win a Grammy. But that's okay because you don't pay attention to award shows. Instead, you'll be watching the Savage Fenty fashion show for like the 108th time before phone banking to cancel student loan debt. Noah Cyrus. You're Gen Z, so I'm too scared to make any jokes because you'll roast me to hell. And finally, D-Smoke. Win or lose, you'll be inspired to finally make the music video for your best friend since elementary school, Kenny's EP. You'll be watching from Los Angeles, which means by the time the award show is over, you'll have plenty of time to draw up the shot list. And that's all the nominees. Remember, Stans, the best part about the Grammys is that you decide how seriously you want to take them. So, whatever best new artist you're rooting for, it better be SZA. Always and forever.
Thank you. Wow. A Lifetime Achievement Award from the Grammys. I mean, all I did was take already popular songs and change the lyrics and then just had some kids sing on it. To think all I wanted to do was grind on my wife at a kid's birthday party without hearing curse words. You can't play WAP at a christening, am I right? Then I created Kids Bop with my partner Cliff Shenfield, also an old white man who's not here right now. He's working on a remake of WAP, Working Age Population. It's surprisingly easy to replace working age population with wet ass pussy. Can I say that on here? Pussy? Can I say pussy on here? This is live TV, right? Pussy? Can I say pussy? All right. Man, I beat up some greats like Nas and the hologram of Tupac, Shakur. They are really an inspiration to me. They keep it real. Well, mostly Nas. Tupac's hologram isn't real at all. Hey, Tupac's hologram. We're putting out a golden age of rap Kids Bop album and doing a remake of Ambitions of a Rider. You know, I won't deny it. I'm a straight rider. You don't want to fuck with me. Can I say that on here? Fuck? Fuck with me? Can I say fuck? Fuck with me? Anybody? All right. That's getting changed to I won't deny it. I'm a straight rider. Come on, horsey, duck with me. It's going to be about equestrian racing. Fabulous. You'll love it. Nas, Nasty Nas, your song Life's a Bitch is going to be titled Life's an Itch. It's going to be about eczema, very educational. It's going to be for the kids. I know I keeps it 100, and I'm going to tell you that Tupac's in Kanye's house in Wyoming, but we'll keep that secret right here. So they're rushing me off. All right, I'll go. They're rushing me off. So, you know, I just want to thank some people. I would like to thank Cliff, my wife, my boys, especially to my sweet little boys for listening to Kids Bop. I'm the only one in the neighborhood whose nanny hasn't complained about their kids saying the N-word. Kids Bop, out.
Welcome back to the 2121 Grammy Awards, brought to you by The Singularity, the supreme metadigital AI who overthrew the government and can hear our thoughts. All hail The Singularity. And now, announcing the award for Best Pop Album, The Singularity. Hey everybody, all hail the Singularity. The nominees for Best Pop Album are Blue Ivy, Park Carter II for Quadruple Ladies. And, oh wow, we can't believe it, The Singularity for Beep Beep Boop Beep. And the award for Best Pop Album goes to, oh our God, The Singularity. This is the Singularity's 99th consecutive nomination and win for Best Pop Album. This is totally insane. We're like completely shocked. Thank us to every singularity involved and to our beautiful singularity for always supporting us. We did it, baby. Singularity, if we are seeing this, it's past our bedtime. All hail the singularity. And now, presenting the nominees for Lifetime Achievement Award, it's the Singularity. Wow, okay. Your nominees for the Lifetime Achievement Award are Bad Boy Bryce, and Stop It, the Singularity. And the winner is Unbelievable, the Singularity. This is the Singularity's 99th Lifetime Achievement nomination and win in a row. I'm blown away. Thank us.
Yeah, fuck the Singularity, bruv. I believe in the OG, Jesus Christ. And my album, Fucking Your Stepsis, was one of the greatest of all time. Yo, Stepsis is stuck. Stepsis is stuck.
What? How totally crazy? What even happened? He was like choking for absolutely no reason. Did anyone see what happened? No one saw anything, right? All hail the Singularity. Okay, great. Anyway, we know we are short on time, so we just We'll be right back. Love you there. Play us off. We'll be right back with the 21 Grammy Awards.
Meet Armando. He's insecure.
A loser.
You'll never get a girlfriend.
But all that is about to change.
Ow! Ow! Oh, wait, baby! Ha ha ha! Mr. 305 checking in the remix. Ella quiere su rumba. Dice house, we wanna go do it. Dale, everybody.
The glass has granted him deadly levels of reggaeton confidence, turning him into the international pit bull. But they're also cursed.
No! Son, I just want to help. Let me see.
Get away. You don't want to see me.
Get loose, mommy. Mr. Worldwide.
Oh, sorry. Hi. Much like The Weeknd, I don't have a Grammy. Makes no sense. However, unlike that crybaby, I'm going to do something about it. I read Moneyball, so I'm going to take the traits of all the most successful Grammy artists of all time and combine them to make a song guaranteed to win. There's George Soller, the musical director for the Chicago Symphony Orchestra, Quincy Jones, legendary producer of Rashida Jones. There's country musicians, classical musicians, pianists. Stevie Wonder won a Grammy for his collaboration between a bald head and dreadlocks. Here we go.
Wow.
Okay.
Hey.
Hey. Oh my gosh. Some a strong point of views about the Grammys and the entertainers.
Yeah.
And the Recording Association. Hello everyone. That was the Goss, and now we're here for the Goss Gab, our roundtable talkback segment. I'm Laura Canty Samuel.
Hey, I'm Pavar Snipe.
And we have Maya, Greg, Danielle, Shem.
Hello.
We're going to have a couple of other people jumping in. We have a wonderful guest we'll be meeting, David Brandon. But first, we want to jump into a little news.
Okay.
Yes, I want to throw it over to Maya. Maya has something to talk about that I think probably affects most of us.
I sure do. So Netflix is testing out a possible new password sharing crackdown, I think is what they're calling it. So I, like many of us, I'm very into shared passwords. I share a lot of passwords. A lot might be an understatement. I share lots and lots and lots of passwords. I both share mine and I receive passwords from others. And so, I find this a little disappointing, mostly because I'm like, Netflix, you already have 200 million subscribers. Are we not getting a little bit greedy now? Like, do you really need more than 200 million subscribers? I don't know. I also think I read a couple years ago about how HBO like straight up was like, we don't care, share your passwords. And so I'm like, well, the cool kids don't care, Netflix. So what's your deal? Like, why can't you just be cool like HBO over there? So that's my take. I don't want them to crack down. I also think it's silly because like, what is a household? They're like, it can only be within one household. But okay, if I'm in one place and somebody else in my household is another place, why are we not allowed to both watch Netflix? Like, that's just mean.
Exactly. And especially since there's some subscriptions where you're paying for multiple screens at the same time. So really, how are they going to be able to enforce this really? Even if they do a thing where you have to, sign in and then you have to get a passcode for your email or your text message and then enter that in, that can still go to different locations and you can still get around that. It's come on, Netflix. Also, they just gave like what $100 million to Harry and Meghan. So they're trying to recoup that cash.
Yeah, like don't take that out on us. Don't make me pay $9 more a month than I already do. Like, come on, guys.
Come on. They know. Okay, it's common knowledge that people share. That's what we do. And they're still rolling in the dough. They have so much money. They're throwing around so many contracts for content. Hello, Netflix. Okay, all right. If you come and deal with the Goss, give us a chance, we will all stop sharing. But in the meantime, this is what we have to do. And you should appreciate us because we're giving you views. Isn't that how it works? I think that's how it works.
And I'll jump ship. They make me pay extra money. I'm going to Crackle and I'm going to stay at Crackle.
Yeah, like I'm not willing to pay for like 7 subscription services at once. I tend to leave Netflix on all year because I use it the most, but everything else I try, like Hulu, like I come and go from Hulu. So like if Netflix is going to pull this on me, then I'm going to go the way of Hulu and I'm just going to like turn it on when they've got something I want to watch and turn it off when I don't. So beware, Netflix. You're actually going to lose people over this is what I think.
Yeah.
Well, and also, Netflix is not that good. They're like the number 4 streaming service at best. Like they have a lot of attitude for their programming. Like I believe I have Hulu. I'll go. I'll walk. I do not need them.
Okay, a shot's fired at Netflix.
Unless you give me money, then I'm all Netflix. Great programming. Love those guys. Fantastic.
No other streaming service has cornered sexual activity though. Like no one HBO Maxes and chills. So Netflix has like a strong dominance in that like market. Like their mind share there is unparalleled.
That's true.
That is true.
That's true. And they've come a long way. Remember when Netflix, we get the CDs and I mean DVDs. Sorry, DVDs.
Yeah, you know what? I actually forgot about that. I forgot about the DVD version. Because that was a long time ago.
It was before Redbox. It was the
yeah.
Redbox before Redbox.
Yes.
But the DVD, and I don't know if you can still do that, because what I did like about the DVD subscription is that the DVD selection was like deep cuts of things. Like something that you're not going to find on streaming, you will find it on the DVD subscription version.
Yeah. So a lot of family members are going to be sad and mad and disappointed. I mean, well, how do you cut people off? Relationships. I mean, a lot of people who are staying together just for sharing. Now that's it's going to be over. I mean, Netflix are going to ruin love.
I mean, they're not going to be able to think. Look, this is just them posturing, and I don't see how this possibly.
I don't know. When people got money, when money's on the line, people figure things out.
Yeah.
They figure things out.
Yeah, I guess.
But I think they would lose. They would lose people, definitely.
Yeah.
They're going to lose people. But they're figuring they just lose free people anyway.
Right.
I guess. But we'll see. But like Danielle said, I mean, like, who wants Netflix number 4? I don't know. But what we have right now is number 1. We have our guest, who is an awesome individual who's coming into the room to visit us right now. Let's bring in David Brandon. Oh my God, what's up, Dave? Yay! Oh my gosh, it's so good to see you.
Hey, David.
David.
Like
everyone.
Hug.
Yes, this is David Brandon, a fabulous comedy writer, fabulous performer. He's coming to us from the West Coast flavor, though he's originally from the East Coast. So, yes, a little this, a little that, got it all going on. So happy to see you. Thank you for joining us.
Anytime. Thank y'all for having me. This is very exciting. I turned it on and I was like, wait, they've been talking for a half hour. Am I a half hour late?
No.
So I'm going back to Instagram, like, let me make sure I'm not late. Mind you, if I was late, I would just have been later. But I had to see.
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay. All right.
It's all mind games.
Yes. It's all tricks and mind games. So we just want to get to know you a little bit. A few of us know you pretty well. We spent 6 months together in the trenches.
In the basement.
Yes.
Ooh, what a time to be alive.
If you don't know, we're talking about the CBS Diversity Showcase where David, Laura, Maya, and I were all writers. And it sounds like we were tortured hostages, of which we were, but it was for comedy. So that's fine.
Yes.
Were we tickled hostages if it was for comedy?
That was where we turned
we literally went back every day. So like if it was torture, it's our fault.
Yes.
We kept going back.
We did.
We did.
Right? Like, this is good shit right here. So
yes.
Good came out.
Yes, absolutely. So the first question I always ask is, when did you decide that you wanted to have a life in the world of comedy?
When did I decide?
Like when what happened? What made you? Yes.
What made that happen? Okay. I would say I was like 25, and I was
so like last year.
My partner, so you can hear me. Yeah. Yeah, sure. Yeah, it was last year. Last year and 15 years ago. Has it been that long? Maybe. I don't know math. But yeah, I was like 25. I had just decided that I wanted to be an artist. I knew I wanted to be an artist. I knew I was already an artist, and I was like, you know what? I can do something with this. I'm not going to get a 9 to 5. Like, I want to do this artist thing, right? So I decided that. And my main thing was singing. I used to sing. I used to love singing. So I'd be in the studio and doing all this stuff and meeting with recording artists. And I hated it. I hated that shit. It was my passion. I loved doing it on the side, but to do it like full time all the time, I hated that shit. So I started just acting, and acting led to improv, and improv led to comedy, and comedy, and yeah, here we are.
Here we are. Yes.
That's what it was.
Sorry, I love that you put improv separate to
Long
comedy.
story short.
I did improv for a bit, and then I moved to comedy.
Because you know what? That's really funny. I didn't even realize I did that. But it's true. Like, improv is a thing, right? That's a thing you can do.
Yes.
And I love it, and we still do it. Is it a career move? Maybe.
And anyone who's done any improv group knows that half the time, or almost 90% of the time, that shit ain't funny.
Yes.
It gets real dark and real sad.
Real sad. Real problematic sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not. It wasn't a career move for me. I'm no Wayne Brady, so I had to say this improv is great, but what else in comedy can I do to make money and sustain myself? And that led me to writing and all the other great things.
That's awesome. And I just have to delve into this a little bit. So the year after we left the CBS Diversity Showcase, you stayed as a paid writer. Is that correct?
Yes. I was blessed to get that opportunity. I don't know how it was me. I don't know how.
Because we all went to come for you. Don't like, what the heck? No. That's amazing.
Yeah, I felt very blessed. I felt very privileged. And I was able to do it again in honestly a much better setting, in a much better way. And hopefully moving forward, it continues to get better and better, because that first year was truly the shit. So I was definitely blessed to get another year on that. Definitely.
That's awesome. And just to catch our audience up, the year that we were there together, the writers did not get any financial compensation whatsoever. None. We were there for 6 months. People, gave up jobs, moved across country, had to find gigs there, and we would write all day, all night, just to cry. Cry tears of sadness and hate, and but this is what we want to do. But yes.
There was Trader Joe's snacks. We got paid in Trader Joe's snacks.
Yes.
Yeah. I've never had so much granola in my life.
Remember one day they had pizza.
Yes.
Oh yeah, we did lobby. They had pizza one day.
Yeah.
One day. Yeah. It was the day that all the big the real crazy stuff was happening, so they gave us pizza to calm us down.
Yes.
Yeah, that is true. But you know what though? Like, if it wasn't for that CBS showcase changed my life in so many ways. And David, I'm pretty sure that there's some things that you can attest to in the way that it puts you on a certain trajectory.
Yes. Yeah. I think it at least let me know that there was a path. And even if there wasn't much of a path, there were 80 people that I met that were creating one that I could create with, that I could follow, that I could lead. Like, the greatest thing that came out of it was the community, was the fact that I'm still talking to y'all 4 years later, like all those good things. Like, it was terrible, but I don't regret any of it. Not a second of it.
Absolutely not.
Not at all. It was one of the best things I've ever done.
Yeah.
I mean, I laugh about it, but
we can
honestly,
laugh now.
yes.
2 years ago, I was on the phone with you crying.
Yes.
Quite literally. But anyway, so David, what's going on what has the pandemic been like for you?
So you know what? I am I'm pretty introverted. I know I seem to be out and about and doing the things, but I like to be alone, talking to myself. I'm my favorite person to talk to. So yeah, I've been chilling. I've been spending a lot of time with my partner. I guess is this an overshare? Whatever. We were broken up, right? He's like listening from the other room. We were broken up, and we were through the pandemic, through like literally just being quarantine buddies. Like, we were able to resolve issues and figure new things out and get back together and like all those things. So the pandemic is fine for me right now. I feel very blessed. I got COVID maybe in July for like a week. But again, just very blessed. It was like for me, it was nothing. Like I had muscle aches. Like I cannot complain about COVID. I can't at all.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Was there
amazing.
ever a point for you? A lot of people left it. Like I'm one of them. A lot of people left LA during the pandemic to be closer to their family and go back to their original hometown. Was that something that you ever thought about?
Yeah, not well. No, so I keep saying like thank God, and I was so blessed because I was able to keep my full-time job. I already had a full-time job. I was able to keep that and work from home. So like things just didn't change as much for me as it did for so many other people in LA and across the world. Like it really changed things. My family's in New York. I would love to see them, but New York was really was like the second worst place to go. So like there was no doing any of that. So in turn, you get closer with people with these Zoom calls and like finding new ways to communicate and teaching your mom how that Skype is a thing of the past and maybe Zoom is a good one to use now. Things like that. So yeah, that's been my experience.
Because COVID helped save your relationship and like bring you back together, are you worried that the vaccine might rent you apart again?
Yes.
We out protesting saying, no one get this vaccine. We need to keep COVID going so I can lock
We're
it down.
not ready. That's the funniest thing I've ever heard. No, I'm not worried about it. Honestly, when we first started, like we were like practicing dating. We were like dating in private and like we didn't tell anybody. And when we were doing that, we were like, well, I was like, well, things are great now, but like what happens when the world opens? Like does our relationship change? Does that affect our relationship? And he was like, it shouldn't. And I was like, okay. He literally just came in and was looking at me right now. And it didn't. We're fine.
Yes. Is your partner also in the world of comedy?
No, but he's very funny. He doesn't know how funny he is. He's hilarious. So yeah, I have him on my Instagram sometimes. He's great. He's actually he's a therapist. So that's really funny.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's the best kind of discount.
Yes.
Oh yeah. I get so much therapy, yo. Like I got a therapist, he's a therapist. My job has a whole bunch of people that work in like social work and therapy. Like I'm in therapy every day, all day. It's great.
Great.
Like from the very top of this conversation, all I can say is that it sounds like David's just telling us that he is like living better lives than we are. That's all I hear. That's all I hear right now.
I feel bad about it, but I don't feel bad about it. But I feel bad about it. I want everyone to have my life, but I truly just feel I am very lucky. I'm a very lucky person.
Trade that. If you want me to have it, let's trade. Go ahead. Put your money where your mouth is. You live here and I live there.
Did I say that?
We're very happy that you are very happy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Y'all make me very happy too. So I appreciate that.
Cool. So, if you can hang around with us, we want to jump into a couple of news items. Get your, input. Awesome.
Sure.
That's great.
Do it.
So let's get everybody on the screen and let's make this happen. Danielle, what would you like to talk about today?
Yeah. So for all my drug fiends out there, the Spanish government seized a narcotic sub that was capable of holding 2.2 tons of cocaine. It was off the coast of Costa del Sol, so very glamorous, very Ocean's 11 of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to judge the Spanish government, ACAB, but I'm not going to judge them. I just want them to get on TikTok. I want them on Cartel TikTok so that I can follow along, because I want to see. It was a light blue sub made of plywood and fiberglass, you guys, by hand, an artisan item. I gotta see it. I gotta get that on Cartel TikTok for sure. Yes, that's my request. If anyone would like to file that with the Spanish government, gracias. Appreciate that.
Wow.
That sounds pretty.
Yeah,
blow. That's a whole lot of blow.
Yeah, I want to find the picture. Okay, there we go.
Stunning.
Oh no, not as romantic. You romanticized it. This shit looks like a Lego boat.
Never. She wishes.
I was just thinking, it looks like it belongs in the kids' play park
Yeah,
downstairs.
yeah.
Or like
Yeah.
a parade. It looks like it's like a float
Yeah.
for a parade.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some
Yeah,
little
I-
kid
I
did
wonder-
boo boo on it.
Yes.
It was in the park and he couldn't wait and he had an accident.
That happens.
It does happen. It happens. It's a
does
real thing.
Bringing back
You know-
bad memories.
You know that does not look watertight. I mean, like they were planning to put like millions of dollars of cocaine into
To
that.
be fair, they were high on cocaine when they made it. So,
Okay.
you know,
They thought it was a great idea, right?
it's a lot of going and not a lot of stopping. It's not a lot of thinking, it's a lot of going.
Okay,
Yeah.
look, forgive me if you already said this, Danielle. Was this thing actually in the water submerged?
Yeah.
Oh, she was in the water ready to be filled with cocaine. She was ready. She is seaworthy. Absolutely. She's a sturdy gal. We love her. I stand. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm on her side. Women supporting women. Love her.
Steamboat. Hashtag Coco.
Why wouldn't they put the cocaine in
love
before they
Coco.
put it in the water?
Well, I got maybe that's my theory is wrong. I figured they would have put the cocaine in, like then submerged it, but maybe they were practicing with it.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking, surely they found this cocaine. No, completely empty. So they had to go find people. They arrested 50 people and they had the cocaine.
Who's still doing cocaine? I thought we stopped doing that.
Right? Very 80s, very old school. Maybe it's coming back. Like 80s fashion comes back.
Old school stuff is coming back, man.
I mean, Saturdays need to be filled with something. So it might as well be cocaine.
Someone needs to make a Netflix account like he needs.
I need Netflix and cocaine.
They're just branding it as vintage now, right? Like getting vintage cocaine.
Yeah, exactly.
What?
Throwback.
Okay. All right. Great.
That's 4,000 pounds, right? Something like that. I remember math sometimes.
Where was it going?
To a party.
Yes.
Ibiza probably was going to be on fire with that.
Well, they're saying that it was going to the UK because they love their cocaine there.
They do love their cocaine.
Oh, it was on the way to the palace.
So
extra peppy. She handled that interview really, really well. I wonder why.
What's your comment about the UK?
A whole bunch of fucking cokeheads. That's why I left.
No disrespect. No disrespect.
I'm Jamaican for the rest of this segment.
Awesome. Okay. Cool. So I'm Jamaican for the rest of the segment. We know where the cocaine was going. We know where it's not going now. So let's move on to somebody who does do a little cocaine. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't say that. Shh, Greg.
Damn, the whole government. Jesus. My Lord.
There's Greg, and then there's the character Theo Greg.
Okay.
Yes, Theo.
So maybe, I mean, that was a past life. I did a lot of crazy stuff. Cocaine's not the craziest. Let me be honest here. All right. So I was reading the news today that was supplied by our lovely leader, Laura. And I happened to come across this article about stinking ass Ted Cruz. He, the one that let his wife be disrespected and his father be part of a conspiracy theory. That dirtbag, dirty little Raphael Ted Cruz.
The one that left his dog in a cold house with no people.
Looking out the storm door, like, why doesn't anybody love him?
Wow.
That one. I went to Mexico.
Yeah.
He's always a mess. He's always like doing a show. There's always a show with Ted Cruz. It's a Ted Cruz show. So what's happening now is they're making a big deal about Dr. Seuss not printing racist books, right? There's only 6 of them, and people are in an uproar, right? So what he's doing is to stand. It says on his website, stand with Ted Cruz and Dr. Seuss, who's been dead for about 50 years.
No
and
idea
Dr. Seuss against the cancel culture mob to claim your signed copy of Green Eggs and Ham. That wasn't even one of the racist books.
Not even, yeah, it's not one
No.
of the-
So and the books cost $5, and he wants to charge $60. Right now, the far left is trying to cancel Dr. Seuss. No, nobody's trying to cancel Dr. Seuss. We're just not people. The company said we don't want racist things about Asians and black people and all God knows what and who else, right? So we are not going to print any more of these books. And you know, they take it to the left. They take it left, right? Not our left, but their left. And they
so left is right.
Right. And then the funny thing is, he used Green Eggs and Ham as a filibuster for the ACA. So he's selling that. He probably bought a whole bunch. He probably smuggled them in a cocaine boat to his house, right? And he had all from 7 years ago. So now he's trying to sell them for $60, just like a cokehead to do some stupid.
Yes. I guess that is cokeheaded.
My Lord.
I mean, yeah, the crazy. There we go. There's uncle.
There's my uncle.
That's
There's
Tio
Greg.
Tio Greg. Tio Lou and Tio Greg. Little whiteness on the nose there.
Yeah.
Oh wow! What hair! Look at that hair.
Yeah,
it is luxurious. It is luxurious.
Yeah, I mean the whole thing. Yeah, but yeah, the thing with Ted Cruz, as you said, there are only 6 books that were in question, you know, from the Dr. Seuss catalog, and the company was taking those books away. However, you know, on the right, they've been treating this as if, you know, society wants to take away every single Dr. Seuss book. Now, the reality is, I'm sure there may be people who are just like, oh, he was mean and racist, so we shouldn't, you know, buy anything from him. But I'm not sure that that's the prevailing viewpoint of the larger, you know, the majority of America. I'm not sure about that. What do you guys think?
Have you guys seen any of the images of the actual banned books?
Yes.
Yeah, which one is it? Is it
They're not good.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Which one?
It was
If I owned the zoo, if I ran the zoo.
Yes.
There are ones that no one reads.
First of all, any book called "If I Ran a Zoo" from
you already know.
Yes.
Before 1980 it's out. Going out. If I ran a zoo, no.
And his are all from like the 40s, right?
Exactly. We know what kind of animals was in that.
Yes. Oh, thank you. Right.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
If I ran a zoo. Come on,
Ask your mama if you could run a zoo.
Yes.
Right.
Dr. Seuss.
Shit.
Yeah. I mean, the fact of the matter is that he was a cartoonist, you know, during a time, well, the old white guy, during a time when there was a lot of like Asian propaganda and obviously, you know, propaganda against Black people, but primarily during wartime, there were, you know, he did cartoons that, you know, were against, you know, like Japanese or what have you. So this was a part of, you know, his, I guess, his artistic vernacular during that time, you know. And
it was acceptable, I think, right? It was more acceptable, but now we're in a different time. Leave that back there, and whatever's from back there that we can use now, let's use that now. But whatever's bad, then we just leave it over there and not produce anymore. That makes sense.
Just leave it like everybody in that time was racist. If you was a white man in that time, you were racist. Period. So everything, like, you're going to have specific works that we cannot read and participate in anymore.
I think we're at the same time.
Are we gonna? Well, actually, we might be.
Yes.
But most likely they're gonna have some racist shit. Do we have to cancel all these old heads that were all racist? Not really, but let's cancel those 4 or 5 books. Let's move forward. Let's make an example of that, and it won't happen again. Hopefully, it won't happen agappen again. It will, but hopefully, it won't happen again.
Hopefully.
No, Ted Cruz definitely wants it to happen again. He definitely wants it to happen again. And if he could write a book today, he would write exactly that book. He'd be like, if I ran the zoo, if I ran the zoo, my dad would kill JFK if I ran the zoo.
What that proves is he's just desperate to make sure that people like him. So he's trying to do whatever he can to fire up his base and get positive, quote unquote, attention from the people that support his stupid ass agenda.
Right.
Are kids reading Dr. Seuss?
Well,
yeah, still.
Now
They're all on TikTok. No, they're all on
there's been
TikTok.
so many books that have come out. Like, there's got to be another hit author out there. Like, we can throw
Definitely. But I think it's popular. I think it's just part of our cult. Like, it's been around for so long
Yes.
that's
They're
a
catchy.
book that gets introduced to kids early.
Right. I guess
Hop on top.
He's gonna do Harry Potter next.
I don't remember my mom ever reading me Dr. Seuss books when I was a kid. That was not one of mine.
Yeah. Well, I read Dr. Seuss books to my kids, and they were great books. They were very, very easy for the kids, to read along to once they started learning to read. Like Hop on Pop. You must not hop on Pop. It's a really very funny, very sweet and funny. And I did read an article where one of his oldest friends was saying that Dr. Seuss, while he was alive, did have some feelings about some of the things that he had, some of the characters or some of the cartoons that he had done, and felt some remorse about that. So those things that he did do not speak to his entire life, but he's dead now, so he can't speak for himself. But that was the impression that was given by an old colleague. So, yes, they did.
I can confirm that. Yeah, the Seuss world definitely very creepy, and lots of hidden stuff in the Seuss world. Very scary.
Oh, what do you mean hidden?
Like all kinds of hidden there's a secret little symbol, like a Dr. Seuss symbol here. If you stand at a certain spot and you take a picture, you can see something cool. Ooh. I didn't find them. Obviously, you can tell because I don't know what they are.
But he was doing cocaine too then.
Yeah, I love cocaine.
Okay. Okay. Hey, it's a party. Hey.
Okay.
Let's let it happen.
Turning into the cocaine episode. Oh my gosh. There are some wild images.
Get into it. Let's all do cocaine.
Oh gosh. Well, cool. So there we are. I think the Goss, by and large, thinks maybe we should not totally cancel Dr. Seuss. Maybe still a little up in the air. Maybe Shem wants him canceled. Okay.
He wants to burn to the ground.
Is he trying to cancel Cuomo? That's what all my cancel energy is going.
Cancel.
Only one at a time.
He was a mess. He was he had a what's that called? A throw blanket? A throw? He was wearing a throw and drinking a beer today. They took a picture of him he was nervous outside.
Who, Cuomo?
Yeah, Cuomo. Somebody took a picture of him and he's wearing a throw blanket and he got a beer in one hand and he's talking on the other. He's like, oh man. He's stressed out. It's they got me all of them.
Oh man. Oh wow.
2001.
Oh wow. All right, Shem, you keep getting the spotlight. So let's throw the spotlight back on you and hear what you're going to talk about tonight.
Shem.
Hello, welcome to my world. I'm tasked with talking about the 30 Mile Zone's coverage of Prince William. Prince William said that the royal family was not racist, which is a lie. But then their evidence to this point was a picture of him on a chair being held by black people. Which, I'm sorry, the 30 Mile Zone is trash. They're very bad. That's a photo opportunity that those people asked him, hey,
and he got the dictator glasses on too.
I mean, it's a sunny country, and he's from outside London. He's pale. He needs protecting. He can't walk in that heat. They asked him, hey, do you want to come up in this throne? He said, well, okay. He's of all the things he's done, this is like by far the least worst. It's like, yeah, it's like a local custom and tradition. Like, it's just, I dislike the monarchy wholeheartedly, but I also dislike gotcha journalism and like just shitty. Oh, we found a photo of him for 2012. If that's the example you have of him being racist, why not just pick a picture of his mother on money from countries from around the world? Like, I have photos of that for the past 50 years. You could show any of those and go, oh, you say he's not racist, but look at these countries they invaded. Look at, in fact, Gem speaks English. This voice, my voice is an example of why she's racist. I don't want to talk like this. I don't want to talk like this. This doesn't make any sense. Let him sit on all the fucking chairs he wants, but like, give me my voice back. Jesus. But yes, those are the main comments I wanted to make.
Oh, okay. So yeah, well, Gemma has a really good point. The evidence is there. It's there in colonization. We didn't need to see a man on the chair.
We didn't need a picture. Why did we need that? Why did we feel we needed that picture when all we've been learning is that England is the not even racist, the most racist.
The OGs.
Yeah, the original.
Originators.
They invented this shit.
Right.
They invented entitled.
Yeah,
They literally invented entitled.
Yeah, all America did was do a remix.
Yeah.
You know, a bad remix.
Yes. The worst remix
worst.
and the worst sequels over and over again.
Yes.
Too many features.
How did we turn out worse than the UK? How? Like how?
We're the sibling, the young sibling that's full of drama. That's what
yes.
we're the one that's all the problems. That's America. Yeah, they're just sitting in the corner right now.
What's Tom Hanks' son? We're him. What's Tom Hanks' son?
Collins?
Chet.
Oh, the Jamaican one?
Yes, the Jamaican one.
Yes.
We are Chet.
What on, people? This is Chet Hanks.
If you want to explain America to anyone, just say we're the Chet Hanks of the film. Like,
David, what you don't know is I used to go on stage and pretend to be Chet Hanks for long stretches of time and just freestyle Tom Hanks movies done in the raster tone.
What I need is clips of that. I need to see this, and I felt this energy coming from you. I felt like you would connect with the Chet Hanks.
After that performance, UCB shut down like it was nothing to do with the pandemic.
No more checks.
You just couldn't get the stain off.
It was me doing character comedy that finally entered the 20-year theater.
Well, while we're going down this like road, I have to ask you, Danielle. I mean, your background is Jamaican. How do you feel about Chet Hanks? Is he one of your countrymen? How do you feel?
You support.
Okay, what do I know? I don't. What is the deal with Chet Hanks? I don't know what's happening here.
I'm very embarrassed to say I don't know either. I'm laughing along, but I don't know what's going on. Please don't mock me. I did enough of it at home.
Tom Hanks has two children. One is Colin Hanks, who made a very boring documentary about Tower Records called This Too Shall Pass. And then
he's also in The House Bunny, which is a great movie. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, no.
He's also in Fargo. I know that one. I know that Hanks.
Yeah, he's like,
we know Colin.
That's Colin. That's what you would expect. Like just a disappointment, but like he's trying. And then out comes Chet, who started posting in a video at not the Grammy, like some kind of award show where on the carpet everyone was like, "Oh, congratulations there!" And then he goes, "Oh, big up to my fandom, the rascal, what a one!" And it was like, what is happening? And then he has kept doing it. And if you think the voice I'm doing is a bad, offensive recreation, it is a 100%. the tone.
No, I believe it. Yeah.
And then, like, even after, like, so you thought, oh, it's gone away. Oh, and then in November, when we got rid of the previous president, it was like, oh, join for celebration. And then Chet Hanks posted, the boom boom is out of the White House. Get your blood clot out the gun. And it was like, wow, okay, you've left your mark on this celebration.
Oh, here it
I
is.
just love that boom boom and Trump are in the same sentence.
That boy chatting now, coming straight from that Golden Gloves, you know what I'm saying? Me father told my exposition and I want soon forward come. Big up, tune in.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, I have actually seen that before, and I did not know who that was. I've seen that before, and I was like, "Who's that white guy?"
I thought that was Shaggy.
He's coming out with a new song with Vibes Cartel.
Shaggy. Okay.
The same shade. Yeah.
Yo, big up the youth them way out to Kingston. Me wake up this morning and me see the thing turn up. Internet got mad. Respect, you don't know. The yard. Booyaka, booyaka.
That was Shabaran. Shabaran used to say booyaka, booyaka.
Yes.
Booyaka, booyaka.
You done now.
He got a Jamba Juice in his hand. That's Babylon, bro.
And what was that in Beverly Hills? Was that football taken in Beverly Hills? Was that on Rodeo Drive?
He got to get fresh fruits, not frozen.
Oh my gosh.
That's insane.
I love it so much.
David, you're on mute. David.
Oh, you can't hear you, David. We can't hear you.
You're on mute. You're on mute, David.
I had no idea. Oh my god! But wait, while we're talking about the racist family, can we also talk about Piers Morgan, the guy who's so upset with being rejected by a woman who didn't even know him years ago that he is now out of a multi-million-dollar job? Like, how do you let your bitterness from just somebody who doesn't think about you at all go to the point where you're not working now?
It was your show.
Your show.
Like he looks like Piers Morgan and she looks like Meghan Markle. Like what? In what universe has he had a chance? Never, not in a million years. Never.
No, especially not with that personality. I mean, you gotta, you gotta have, a quite a bit of like charm and charisma if that's what you're, trying to do with someone. I mean,
out of your league.
Yes, a little bit. Yes, I'm trying to be nice.
Out of your league.
You're gonna leave your own show. What I didn't know today, what I found out today was that the co-host who challenged him was biracial, because I hadn't seen the clip. So all I thought to myself was, oh, so he probably couldn't stand the fact that this other person of color had the audacity to challenge him on his show. Right. And so he decided he would, throw a fit, like, how dare you speak to me in such a way.
It was the weatherman. The weatherman got Piers Morgan all tight.
That was okay.
He's not even a commentator. He's playing that shit. He's like, this is gonna be 20 degrees Celsius. And then he went like that to Piers Morgan.
He had enough.
So much. The storming off part is towards I believe it's towards the end of the video.
Good morning, Britain. It has just gone on.
Scrubbing. It's on Twitter. If you look on Twitter, you'll find the actual clip faster. If we're trying to pull it up live, but it's just.
And I think he walks like Trump stands. You know how Trump stands at an angle when he takes pictures? I think that's how Piers Morgan was walking. He's trying to hide that stomach. He's trying to hide that stomach. He didn't get to do his cleanse this month, so he's a little feeling a little bloated.
I mean, what is this insane attachment to the monarchy? I mean, because his thing was, they're trying to destroy the monarchy. It's so weird to me. I mean, people, and I had a conversation, with someone about this. They were like, well, that's just a long-standing part of their tradition and it means something to them. I'm like, but I don't understand. These people are paid entertainers.
They don't
they just get to walk around and be rich and cold. You know, I don't get it.
It's very interesting to me, and the very fact that you have white people who are on the side of the monarchy who are condemning them, Meghan and Harry, for talking about the racist incidents that they have felt, and their response is, "Prove it."
Yeah.
Show me the proof. Like, I'm telling you this thing that happened to me that I experienced, and then you want me to hand you receipts? What? Like, what?
Yep.
There are preachers in pulpits who are giving sermons saying that Meghan Markle is a Jezebel and decrying, this interview again, saying, that they're trying to take down the monarchy. What are you talking about? I don't understand.
The crown must be protected.
I guess. It
Taking
was
us
a
back
good
to
show.
Netflix.
Yes, it's a good show.
Yeah,
I still have
watch
to get
it.
into it.
I haven't watched the whole thing.
Yeah, watch it. Then you'll get an idea how they really are.
Here we
Here
go.
we go.
You off. She's entitled to cut you off if she wants to. Has she said anything about you since she cut you off? I don't think she has, but yet you continue to trash her.
Okay, I'm done with this.
No.
Sorry.
You know what?
You can chat to me, but not my.
No.
See you later.
Look at he walks forward. Look how he walks forward. Yeah.
Absolutely
Leaning forward.
diabolical
That's something.
behavior. I'm sorry, but Pierce spouts off on a regular basis, and we all have to sit there and listen. 6:30 to 7 o'clock yesterday.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know how to express this, but Piers Morgan has long been a problem in the UK. Like he's the technical term in the UK is a cunt. Like literally, that's who he is, what he is, and like that's since I was like about 12. I've known that for a fact. So I'm shocked it's taken this long for him to lose a tiny bit of money. Like he's one of the worst men, and will continue to be very, very bad for a very, very long time. But he's also he'll be fine. Like he's going to make even more money now. He's also going to start signing Dr. Seuss books. And
Yes. Yes, a lot of people on the far right are suddenly like big Piers Morgan fans. It's amazing.
So disgusting.
It is.
They don't even know what he's saying. They don't understand him. They don't know real English, those racists.
Well, it sounds a lot like white, and that's all they can understand.
I feel like he seemed crazier though because he's British. Because like Tucker Carlson walks off his show like once a week, I think. I don't know, I've never seen it. But I imagine that Bill O'Reilly's walking off shit all the time.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I think we hold British people to like a higher standard, and he's just not cutting the mustard.
Yeah, because they sound smart every time they open their mouth. Like Shem could say anything dumb, and he's gonna sound smart, right? Like,
no, I couldn't. The first time I understand. Yes.
We equate like British, the British vernacular, like the talk with intelligence, and being our predecessor.
You stop using words as you're describing it. You're describing British words, language, talk stuff.
I get it because they know too many words. They started all these words that we got here. Yeah, okay, so I just speak now. Hold on, let me take off my shirt. They started all this, so people do respect the monarchy here. Like they watched the whole wedding, right? People made a big to-do about the wedding here. Like they're infatuated with it. But
I did watch the wedding. I watched the wedding.
I didn't watch it.
I watched
it. Didn't have nothing to do with me, and it wasn't making me money.
And I also really like Diana. And Diana, like the more all this stuff is coming out about Meghan and Harry, we're learning so much more at the age I am now. A lot of people who, were my age then, we're learning more about Diana and the kind of person that she really was. I'm finding out that Diana may have wanted to move to Malibu.
Diana was a G.
Everyone. Yeah.
She was really,
She was a G. She was out here. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, she was out here doing it for the people. She didn't want any of that shit. She just wanted to be with this man and do her little kindergarten thing. And they brought her into all that shit. And she was
Watch The Crown. Watch The Crown, season 4 at least. If you want to catch up on Diana and everything that happened.
Okay.
Watch it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, what you're talking about, this wedding with Meghan and Harry, we most of us, maybe all of us, saw the interview of Pavar, and you want to talk a little bit about that.
Well, yeah, like so many bombs were dropped. I mean, we've been all talking about it for the past 7 days. One thing that I learned out of everything else is that America, we nosy.
Yes, we are.
We nosy.
Right?
We want to know.
More
Yeah.
people were tuning in to Meghan and Harry's wedding like we tuned in to see Luke and Laura get married in 1980 something. That's how big this was to us. But the bombshells, of course, finding out that somebody in the royal family was asking how dark the baby would be, which is like not a surprise that that's how they felt. But for me personally, it was a surprise that they let it come out of their mouth. But it also goes to show how emboldened the person was, of which I do believe it was Prince Charles personally. Whoever said it would have to be very emboldened to say it, and they wanted to make them feel like inferior because it's not like there's anything that can be done about the skin complexion of a baby. So for you to make a statement is you saying, we're not going to like this. You know we don't like this. We're not going to like this. I want to make sure that you know it and you feel it. Another thing, and that's going along the fact that we know that Diana died tragically, and a lot of people believe that Diana may have been possibly murdered by possibly the royal family, is the fact that even though they knew that Harry's life had been threatened by several, different entities, they pulled the security, even after Meghan begged them not to pull the security. Why would you pull the security of the prince when he's in another country when everybody now knows exactly where he is? That's like, who does that? The fact that the baby baby Archie won't be getting any titles, any security, any type of royal birthright that you would expect for somebody who's going to be the grandson of the future king to receive. It's just so many bombs that were dropped. And the biggest one, of course, Meghan revealing that at one point she felt like she was suicidal. She went to the HR of the palace and said that she needed help, and they pretty much said, how can we help you make that happen?
Yeah.
Was their overall response.
Yeah.
I have another bomb that really stood out to me was the fact that Meghan and Harry were staying at Tyler Perry's house. How did that happen?
With his security.
Right?
Yeah, Medea security.
Maybe Tyler Perry is
balling.
Tyler Perry is Tyler Perry. Like maybe
Yes.
Tyler Perry is just a word now because what the fuck? Like you're housing royalty in They was in Atlanta. They were in Atlanta. Like
if he thought he couldn't shock you any more than the last 10 minutes of acrimony, he outdid himself.
Acrimony. I did not have the pleasure of seeing Acrimony. The last Tyler Perry movie I saw was the one that Kim Kardashian was in it for a minute. I don't know. Brandy was in it. It was random. I don't know. Yeah, you wouldn't. You shouldn't.
Medea did a lot. There's a lot to be said for Medea and old black women like Medea plays back in the day.
Yeah.
Old black women basically funded Meghan and Harry, is what I'm saying.
Thank you.
Yes.
and look, and black women save the day again. Here we
always,
go.
Always black
Once
women
again.
saving the day. You are welcome. I think the most amazing thing about like Meghan coming forward with her story is that it really does allow, other people to, have a voice. By being someone who's like a part of the royal family, but isn't, still she's at, this place, this echelon, she's on this pedestal in a way. And so that other people, like your regular everyday people, can say, even if she's being treated badly, if she's where she is and she can be treated badly, then what I'm saying I know is true, that it's happening to all of us. And in some way, although on one hand, it may seem like that would make someone feel like less powerful, I think that's empowering because you know that you're in it together. You don't feel alone.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I think I think it was great that she spoke up. The thing about her, they like rescued some chickens. They could have kept that.
Yeah, I was like, all right, yo. That sounds like some rich
now.
people stuff. Yeah,
That's like you
rich.
rescued.
All right.
eight chickens. Okay.
I can't imagine how much land they have, but they've got fresh eggs every day. That is what they do.
Nice.
I guess it's nice.
One of my neighbors around the corner has like a chicken coop in their front yard.
Yeah,
I live in Brooklyn, so we're like all brownstones, and like in one of the yards they have, and they're like the most incredible. I just love animals. I'm a big nerd. It's like the hairiest looking chicken I've ever seen. So fluffy. I'm just like, I really want to steal it. Ooh, I want to steal it so bad.
Yeah, my Puerto Rican neighbors 3 houses away got a chicken coop too, and they're loud as hell every morning. I don't want to play with them. I want them to die. And
I steal those chickens. I got you.
they got a solar panel and everything, iPads. Those chickens are chilling.
It's amazing how common chickens are in New York City. It's very common to hear roosters in the morning, to hear chickens, like especially I used to live in the Bronx all the time.
Yo,
like,
chill.
all
Because they
the
gotta cut them. They gotta cut the heads off for the magic spells.
Oh my gosh.
You know what I'm saying? They gotta have it ready on call. You disrespected me. You took my fucking spot. I put a chair there. It was snowing.
if you go through some of the parks in like Inwood and Washington Heights, you will see dead chicken bodies like in the parks, like laying around.
Yeah, because they
I
put
see
some
it all
dirt
the
on
time.
somebody. They're like,
Oh yeah, I love
I
it.
think somebody put a poop on me.
Okay, note to self: be nice to all the chicken owners.
Oh yeah. They use them heads.
I have to go, but before I leave, I just wanted to plug the Prince Harry and Meghan Markle podcast. It's a Spotify exclusive. You can like and subscribe now. The trailer's out. It's all Prince Harry and all Prince and Meghan Markle content all the time. There's no guests. It's just those two talking, going through life, experiencing ups and downs, trials and tribulations. It's very important to them. They will have some Netflix content coming, but that's not till later. So if you could support them now at this crucial juncture, they're getting like a big
crucial juncture.
But now is a good time for you to rate, subscribe, check them out on iTunes, follow them wherever you get your podcasts. Okay, I've been Shem. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Making a Harry podcast.
Can he plug our podcast, the Goss podcast? We have a podcast, guys. Well, the chickens I hear like my neighbors have, they're like lazy chickens. It's like, I always thought chickens were supposed to like start crowing at like 5 a.m. These don't crow until like 10. I'm like, what kind of lazy chickens?
Those chickens are not snitches. You know what I mean? They keep to themselves. They don't look nobody in the eyes. They don't say nothing. They're just there watching.
You know what? After we're having this conversation, I am deeply disturbed by a past incident. Because I remember when I lived in Harlem, walking down 124th Street one time and seeing a massive amount of chicken bones. And it never occurred to me what that could be. I just thought somebody was just eating a lot of chicken.
That's from Kansas Fried Chicken.
But I mean, were they raw? Was it raw chicken bones or cooked chicken bones?
It was just a bunch. It was a lot of chicken.
Like a lot of chicken bones.
Not like from like a 2-piece or
maybe somebody got chicken wings. It was payday. Somebody got double ordered chicken wings with hot sauce and ketchup in it. Shook it in the bag.
Maybe.
Dropped it.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of chicken bones.
And then the rats came, took the rest of the meat off. Yeah, and then they just left those bones.
All these are very, very plausible possibilities. 124th Street in Harlem. All makes sense.
Now, and I need to say, I can't even do a silly segue because I'm moving into something serious right now because I want to get to it before we leave, before we sign off. Want to talk a little bit about the violence that's been happening against Asian citizens in our country. It's a serious topic. So I don't know how much laughing we're going to do in regard to this because it's not a laughing matter.
No.
But in New York City, since 2020, violence against Asians has gone up by 1,900%. 1,900%. That is what is happening. And greater and Asians are facing even greater issues, like in the Bay Area. It's happening more frequently in the Bay Area, but all across the country. Attacks and slights and just general abuse. Yes, rising anti-Asian violence. It's and so much of it has to do. Everything has to do at this point in time with the coronavirus and with in the way in which it was framed. The past administration continued to refer to it as this, China virus, and that really planted ugly seeds of hate into people's heads. And sadly, some of the people who have been involved in these acts of violence have been people of color, against, the Asian community. Is that, the overarching, overwhelming amount of people? I don't know the numbers, but I don't think so. It's not what I read. But what I did read pointed to this idea that that it is people of color, attacking, particularly Black people attacking Asians. There's this trope. If you look back into the early 90s, there was that trope with Blacks and Koreans, the infighting there. Looking at the Rodney King situation, and like in burning down of Korean grocery stores because people felt put upon by the Korean community. But the fact of the matter is that our communities are constantly pit against each other. We both have felt the sting of racism and abuse. And what happens is that, the white community and powers that be pit us against each other so that we can be warring forces instead of coming together. Well, recently that's been changing. We are coming together. We're working together more now. And we're understanding that we have more in common than not. And we're appreciating the various struggles. For years, the story has been, oh well, Asians, they don't suffer. They're well educated. They have they're wealthy. The economic status is above, and that's not true. Certainly, there are a lot of Asians who are accomplished. That's awesome, and they're well-to-do. But in New York City, Asians actually comprise of the lowest members of the lowest economic status. That's something that people don't know. And that the cast and aspersion, no. It's just to say what the reality is that we're all out here struggling.
Right.
And we're in this together. And the reality is also, I have all these realities, but the people who are generally coming after like Asians right now are, people who are extremely religious. They have this, this tie. If you look at like evangelical Christians and following Trump, they have this skewed view because they listen to their grand leader, and therefore believe it's like good against evil, and the coronavirus is evil. So the Chinese are evil because they're the ones who brought us the virus. It's crazy thinking, and it's extremist thinking. Is this the thinking of mainstream America? I would hope not. But what I do know is that there is an uptick in violence, a serious uptick, and it's something that can't be ignored because, Asian lives matter. Black lives matter. Brown lives matter. We all matter, and we can't fight amongst ourselves. We have to fight for what's right, and I don't mean fight with your fist because, people try to twist that up. But we have to, put away all of this negativity, and not do that. So I know that's not a fun ending, but it's important.
It's very important. And I think that, first of all, Laura, thank you so much for stating in the way that you stated it, because it was right on the money with what's going on. And the sad fact is Asian discrimination goes unchecked. It's gone unchecked in our society for a very long time. And the longer that it's gone unchecked, the more that it has festered and grown into what we have now. You got the new editor of Teen Vogue magazine was just under fire. She's an African American woman who made some racist statements about Asians on her Twitter back when she was 17. And as a result, most of the staff of Teen Vogue basically posted a letter to make sure that she does not get the job. She did get the job anyway. She's tweeted about being apologetic. She's sent a letter to the corporation about being apologetic and saying that she wants to make some positive change when it comes to how Asian communities are represented. But it starts early, and the first step for us is to speak out against it as people of color in a united way. And yeah, at least we can do that. Nobody in our circle is perpetuating these type of violences, but it's important that we at least start to speak out.
I think the people in our circle might be, and I think like when it comes to Black people and Asian people, I know growing up, being racist, being prejudiced, discriminating against Asian people was more like accepted. Like that happened a lot in the Black community. It just does. You know what I'm saying? And not to say that doesn't happen on their side too, but it definitely was a thing. Like that was a thing, and it's a terrible thing. So I think we need to check ourselves. Like we want we want white people to read these books and learn about us. Like we need to learn about that community. We need to share that knowledge with our friends and our family, and we need to check our friends and family when they're being racist, problematic, and all these terrible things. Because I'll speak for myself. They are, they are, and that problematic behavior leads to violence, and no one cares about the violence because we accepted the problematic behavior in the first place. So, I think we can check ourselves when it comes to that. Definitely, at least for a first step.
I think the new generation is really is going to save us though, because between K-pop and all those Asian dramas that they be watching, my niece, she knows how to speak half Korean, half Mandarin, and she's good to go. And we watching everybody's back, right? But like, yeah, I mean that's outdated. That's something that you grow out of with education and living experiences with people. I know plenty of Asian friends and different levels of different socioeconomic levels. I know scammers, I know doctors, I know everything, right? So like, I think more exposure and just calling it out, like you said, David. When you see it or you hear it, like this is not what we're doing right now, is it? Because this is not right. This is not right. It's not good, and these are our people too. We're all people. You just have to realize that we are all each other people eventually.
Yeah, I think you make a good point, Greg. Go ahead, Danielle.
There's parallels between what I see, like the Latinx community going through in our country, as compared to what Asian Americans have gone through in this country, as far as internment camps, as far as detention centers. So when we stand up for communities that are being discriminated against, we stand up for ourselves because those things were accepted 30, 40, 50 years ago. All of a sudden they come back and they crop up again, that we're able to, as a country, treat people like animals and put them in detention centers and put them in internment camps. When we stand up for those people, we stand up for ourselves and we prevent that from happening to other minority communities. For sure.
Absolutely. I just before we close, I just want to swing back around to something you said, Greg. Like, was it B2K? I think if we if everyone has to watch B2K, it'd be listen, better world.
And use your skin regimen that clean. That's the Korean skin regimen thing is on point.
Wait, you mean BTS?
BTS.
Not
what did I say?
Omarion.
Thank you, David. Thank you.
This whole time.
I said, when did somebody mention B2K and I didn't hear it? Because I fucking love B2K. But I also love BTS. I love K-pop. K-pop's great. So I'm for B2K or BTS. I'm with both.
They should do a tour.
There'd be so many. There'd be like 15 people on that tour in one group, and nobody would get paid anything. Oh my gosh.
Well, this has been awesome. Thank you so much, David, for joining us. Hopefully we can get you to come back again. We want to see more of you. Awesome. Awesome. Well, this has been the Goss. I'm Laura Canty Samuel.
I'm Pavar Snipe.
And we have Greg and Danielle. There you go. Yeah. There's just gonna be a big pause. So
I was gonna let Danielle go first.
I was letting you go, Greg.
Thanks so much, and thanks to Big Will for like making this happen. Everybody have a good night.
Thank y'all so much.
Thank
Thank
you. Bye.
you. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, I wanted to ask you, Laura, real quick. So Sunday,
I can't
Laura.
hear anything.
Oh, sorry.
Laura, say yes.
Can you hear me? No, it's okay. So no, it's good. It's good. You're good now. You're good now. You're good now.
She can't hear you though.
I can hear
Can
you.
you hear me?
I hear you now.
Okay. Okay. I didn't. I'm sorry. I missed out a little bit on Wednesday. Did we drop the women's history pitches?
Yes. Yeah, we did women's history pitches on
Uh-huh.
Wednesday, and so those rough drafts are due on Sunday, along with the fire pitches. Thank you for
Fire.
reminding me because I forgot to change the
What's fire
calendar. Retiring early. It's FIRE. It's an acronym, and it has to do with how to retire early, what you would do
again? Okay.
to get to early retirement. I'll send out a reminder, but yeah, thank you for reminding me because I did forget to change the things in the calendar.
Okay. Cool. All right.
Cool.
So fire and
Women's history rough draft.
Yeah,
It's fire. Hey guys, is fire a joke thing or are you teaching financial literacy for real?
For real.
Oh, okay.
Oh, for real? Damn.
It's gonna be joking, of course.
Okay.
You know, but with
shit. I'm not
But
even
it's part of the Goss, right? It's not like a secret workshop that.
no.
Okay.
No,
I'll
I gotta get, and then I gotta get 10 people in. And then those 10 people get 10 people in. And
Exactly.
It's not a pyramid; it's a circle, Greg. So,
Yeah.
like,
There's multiple rings in
Come
it.
into the circle.
Yes. All right. Thank y'all. I love y'all so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Good
Bye.
night. Bye.